Alrighty, balloons, yes, there's gonna be a new update. I'm gonna be talking about the new update. I don't have access to the new update because I'm not cool enough, apparently. AKA Ninja Kiwi hates me. Also, haven't uploaded in a while. It's because I died to a mint. I fought a very... I fought a mint and I lost. Kind of. More on that later. Also, if I sound nasally, I have really bad allergies after I died to a mint. I think the mint gave me allergies. I don't know how that works, but we're gonna pretend it's fine. But anyways, first is there's gonna be phase balloons now. That's so weird to me. Okay, I love the idea of phase balloons. It adds more depth, adds more stuff, adds more things on what to do, and blah blah blah. And that's pretty cool. I do have one issue with it though. It's gonna look ugly. Not like the balloon itself, but the UI is gonna be like a 2x2 row. And I just think that's gonna look bad. I don't know if that's like anyone else's concern, but to me it just looks off, and I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. But you're not on last. You're on last. Okay, I just think that's gonna look odd, and I don't like that. I have no idea how they would fix it. Okay, but that got me thinking, right? So what if you have game modifiers, right? So like instead of every game gonna be like regen camos and stuff, you will have some games that will have like the camo balloon replaced by a phase balloon, or the what's other balloons, like a regen replaced by like some other type of balloon, you know? I think it's an interesting idea, dare I say. And it'll just tell you before the game starts, like, oh, this game's gonna have this instead, and then I can like add more depth of strategy, and that allows for more balloon types to be added. It'll still be a 1x3 row, so it'll still look nice, and you get the benefits of other things. No? Or like they can also do that and like be able to add extra balloon types, like, oh, for this level thing you're gonna have like access to like, or like rainbow balloons are gonna then be replaced by super tight zebras instead. So then you'll have like different rushes, or like hyper efficient eco pinks, for example. Not pinks, but like hyper efficient like blue balloons for like really hard maps. Like those could appear so that you like eco strategies are better, you know? Stuff like that I think could be nice. That's my idea there. And like or like game modifiers essentially, yeah. Like this one's gonna have phase balloons instead. I want to send some things. What other balloon ideas though? I had an idea of like, I guess like a Moab class balloon. Like this could like possibly replace the... This could replace like... What's it called? Okay, I should have gotten these up long before. They're very passive though, which is a little weird, because they don't last very long, like in terms of like strats. Doesn't last super long, but we'll see what they're cooking. Put it out buff here, but like that's one of my ideas for like a possible balloon type or new mob thing, is like it replaces DDTs, and when it dies it places like a phase portal where it dies, and like I guess like the time to send it would be increased. Like the portal will last for like 5 seconds, right? Like the portal itself will last for like 5 seconds, and it takes like 8 seconds to send the balloon, so you don't have to worry about like the interactions of like multiple of them on screen. And instead of like increasing the group, like how much they spawn, as in like instead of sending like spaced into like group blue or grouped into like super tight, like you know like the little bloon sends are upgraded, it'll instead be like the Moab itself will be upgraded. So instead of sending like a Moab that spawns a portal, it will be upgraded to BFB that spawns a portal by like round like 28. And by like round 20 or like round 30 or something, it'd be like a ZMG, you know? So like you send those, it dies, and then you send your rush and it'll be like further down the track. I think it's an interesting bloon type, and it further steals from that. But you can also continue this and use different... do I send a Moab? I feel like I find some Moab. I don't send a Moab. I do send like a BFB though. But that also allows you to do new other boss bloons, other boss like effects. So like one of them could be like if it dies, it'll spawn like 10 of these sub bloons. So like it'll be like the bloonarius, like I don't want to call it, so I'm gonna call it the bloonarius barf. So if like let's say it's a BFB, when it dies it'll like barf out like 10 Moabs instead, right? Or maybe you can do something different where it just spawns out like 40 ceramics, something like more than like the BFB would have, like yeah, something like that, where it's like it spawns a ton of like the sub thing. Yeah, that's good enough of an explanation, I think. And I think should have probably put an elk buff a little while ago. It's ain't it close. I think stop ecoing. Ooh, they're almost dying to those. See if we can get them to use their bees real quick. Or do I wanna... We do need to send something, so let's send a Moab. But 19k, 1.4, 3. I can't do math for the life of me. We can get it by the end of this run though. But yeah. And then that allows like what other things? Like a Moab that can heal when sold. There we go. And then we'll get this down here, and we'll just get this to be a... They sold for that. Interesting, okay. Nothing I can do there. I think they're gonna like send anything crazy. I do want a... Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. It's end of the round, so we get you... Get you... I do want to... Oh, this round is a quick round, is it not? Yeah, it's going to end in a second. There we go. We'll just, like, hook these in. That only hooks in one at a time. I thought it hooked in more than one. Okay, what if we send, like, 2 of these? Let's see what they do against that. Are they dead? No, they get that up. Ooh. They have to sell. They had to sell the entire thing. Okay, interesting. 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 Okay. I feel like we do defend though, no? Let's just hook in the ZMG. Okay, and then were you fine to those ceramics? We are. We have a ton of things. You're giving me so much money because you have the Bloon Master Alchemist. I don't think that was the play, bud. And they surrender. Alright, GG's, GG's. I'll see you next game. Last game of the video, probably. Yeah. So I'm gonna go on about why I have died and not upload. I've so placed that horribly. Oh, we're fine. Yeah, I would like to avoid leaking if possible, but anyways, so I died to a mint. I was, so for my classes I have like 5 hours between the first two and the last two. No, wait, it's 3 or 4. It's like 4, I think, something like that, right? 3 in like 10 minutes. Anyways, so I went to the library to like study and blah 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 while I wait, and I get a mint. I'm kind of hungry because like I'm too scared to go to the cafeteria because there's a lot of people there and I don't feel like waiting, and it's probably overpriced anyways, so I didn't want to bother. Well, I was hungry though, and I had mints. And I was like, you know what? It's something at least. So I put like 4 mints in my mouth, and I'm like, okay. And then one of them slips and enters my esophagus, my throat, and I'm like, oh, oh, this is uncomfortable. I can breathe. I'm not like dying in any way? Question mark. But it's hella uncomfortable, I'm gonna be honest. And there, I don't have water. And I'm like, okay, where's the nearest water fountain? I look to my right, there's a water fountain. Guess what? It's out of order. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, now I want to panic a bit. I'm not like too worried, because like I can still breathe, and I'm sure if I wait long enough it'll like slide, or it'll melt and vanish eventually, but it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to have something lodged in your throat. So I just started swallowing, like forcefully swallowing, and it started to hurt a bit from doing so, but I kept going, and eventually I swallowed it down. It felt like there was something stuck in my heart. I'm pretty sure it's because it was like in my lower esophagus area. I don't know too much about anatomy, but it was kind of stuck there for a little while. Eventually vanished, but because I kept swallowing so forcefully, my throat started hurting from swallowing, and like for whatever reason I couldn't like stop like the feeling of needing to swallow, so I also kept swallowing, and it kept hurting more and more, and then I had to talk to and blah blah blah, and by the end of the day I was in a lot of pain. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, okay, I'll be fine. I'm gonna go to sleep. I wake up tomorrow and I'll be healed. We'll be fine. That's not really the case though. That didn't really happen. We do this. We may need this actually. Let's get a wall of fire up. Yeah, okay, we can't do anything to stop them from greeting. I think they're gonna, if they send a bunch of, okay, we'll wait a second and then we'll do this and boost. Get this. This will get full very quickly. Have a bunch of things. If they all out, we can just sell. We'll just get this just to deter them from rushing though. I probably shouldn't get that, huh? Let's see, do they do anything? No. No, they send like a few camos. There we go, we forced that out. Get you before the run ends, nice. If they try punishing my greed, can they? I mean, they kind of can't, huh? Because we have wall of fire. Okay, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. Plus we have Quincy ability. They shouldn't be able to send too much, that would be worrying. Anyways, get through the day, I go to sleep, I wake up, I'm like in slightly more pain. I'm like, I'm suffering. and 4 days later, I think this is maybe the 4th day, I am functioning again. I can speak. It doesn't hurt to speak, thankfully. Also, when your throat hurts, like frequently my throat is just dying. Like this is a semi-common occurrence where like my throat would just be in pain. I'm not too sure as to like any reasoning behind this. It's just like frequently throughout my life, I'm always having throat pain. And my favorite thing to counter or to when I have it is to have multi-meal, which is like a small oatmeal thing that's just doesn't hurt too much. I'm gonna try to keep rushing them. I think like I get a boost out of them immediately. Nice. I feel like it was might have that. What did that? Yeah, I can't speak. Is that an overreaction? I have no idea. We do need to save up for an IMF loan though soon. We'll get to 900 eco and then just save probably. I do want to be more aggressive. Yeah, we'll just get 900k. Wait, I want exactly 900k. Okay, oh, no, we got it. Nice. Okay. Woo. Woo. But yeah, I was, and for whatever reason, I just started getting severe allergies. I don't know why. But now, like, I feel like my nose is constantly runny. I feel like constantly sneezing. This is horrible. This is a horrible feeling. I never get allergies in the fall, and for whatever reason, I'm getting allergies in the fall. I've been cursed. The mitt has cursed me. Someone's cursed me to have bad luck to swallow them. I don't know. I'm cursed. Help. Send help quickly. I'm a little worried if I upgrade this, they will just immediately rush me. I think we'll upgrade around 20. Okay. Okay, that's awkward. Frick. Do this boost. I'm a little paranoid. Fudge, am I dead? I'm so bad at this game. Oh my god, did that save me? Holy frick, that saved me. Send like a few of these. Get you. We'll send a few of these, see if we can get paranoid to do something crazy. Or that wouldn't be overspending. And then we'll send a bunch of... Do you want to send a bunch of CMGs? We got a Phoenix. Okay. So, get you. Send you. Send you. We do want enough to maybe round 20 for them. Yeah, I'm just gonna allow them though. Collect that. Send a bunch of these. See if we can have them. I just only farmer. I don't think it matters, but. Oh god. Let's see. Did they do anything? Do we do need a shimmer? Frick. We don't have the money for a shimmer. Damn, are they fine? I'm just barely looking at their side of the screen. Okay, you know what? GG's, GG's. I can't be too upset. Alright. That's the end of the video though. Subscribe or whatever. Yeah.